I'm Dr. Theo Spirakis from Bexley Dental, and I can give you back your smile. With the All-on-4 dental procedure, I can put an end to broken and missing teeth and uncomfortable dentures. Book your free All-on-4 consultation now at bexleydental.com.au.
The Informed Investor, thanks to Century 21. Smarter, bolder, faster. Go to century21.com.au.
Things are getting very, very interesting in the real estate market, and Charles Tarbey is the chairman of Century 21 Australasia. He's got his finger on the pulse right around the country. Joins us every Monday night at this time. Charles, great to talk to you again.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, it's getting very interesting.
So the numbers are showing that the market is in some sort of decline. What I'd like you to do and explain to us with your experience, does that mean that if you were thinking about selling now that you would not do that you would wait if you didn't have to sell in this market?
Definitely. If you weren't selling to buy something bigger or better at a higher price, then you're better off sitting still, because if you're selling to downsize, you've probably missed the market a little bit, because your home is going to be worth more than what you're going to sell and buy. But if you're buying up, if you're looking to expand and do more, then it's probably a very good time, because as the prices decline, they decline in the same manner. So something that might be worth $1 million, if the prices have dropped 10%, it's going to be worth 900. And if you're selling something for 550, you've lost 50. So there's an upside for you in that manner. There's a lot of change going on out there too, because we were seeing a lot more auctions, obviously, this time last year. For instance, in Melbourne, they had 1,223 auctions with 73% clearance rate. This last weekend just gone, they had 914 auctions with a 52.1% clearance rate. So things have definitely changed.
Is it good news for those who are wanting to get into the market for the first time? And when you say, someone should wait if they're thinking of selling, the downturn could last 12 months, 2 years. And if you're saying we're at the top of the downturn, if you wait 12 months, you might be in a worse position, mightn't you?
Yeah, correct. But I think if people, it depends on why people are going to sell, Brian. That's the real thing, as you said right at the start. If you're not selling, it doesn't really matter what the market does. You just ride it out over the next cycle, as we've all done over the many years, and eventually it comes back and it gets, salaries increase, people's capability to earn more, maybe as a husband and wife or young couples who are both working. They all of a sudden their income levels become higher than what the cost of a home is, and so off the cycle goes again. And if interest rates stay low, and there's every likelihood they will for a while, people are able to save more money and they're able to buy at a better price. It starts that movement one more time, and we're now seeing first home buyers who all of the various state governments have been working furiously to try and find ways to help first home buyers and to help with affordability. Well, it's happened on its own as the market has changed.
I think there was, the numbers say 1,850 homes taken to auction across all the capital cities at the weekend with a clearance rate of 50.7%. So only half those places put up for auction actually sold. Melbourne was 52 and a bit and Sydney was 52. So the people who haven't sold at auction either they don't have a lot of choice. Do they then have to deal with the highest bidder and sell at a price that they were less willing to accept, 6 months ago?
Of course. It depends on their circumstances, as you said, whether they do sell or not. But, last year the clearance rates were 20% higher. I mean, that's a significantly high amount in comparison. So I would think a lot of those people, generally, Steve, a lot of properties negotiate off the market, either beforehand or later. My daughter recently bought a property, and it was going to auction. It's going to auction next week, and she made an offer, and they accepted the offer before auction, which is an indication that there's not as many people out there looking to buy. So I think you'll find that there'll be quite a few properties sold beforehand, and there'll be quite a few that sit for a longer period of time, not sell within a week or two after auction, but might sell within 4 to 6 weeks after an auction, and they don't form part of the auction clearance rates. So I think the movement is relatively good. It just doesn't show up in the on-site or the in-room auctions in real time.
I've been looking at some rental properties just out of interest in Sydney and Melbourne. It seems to me that some landlords are having trouble renting reasonably decent properties and having to drop rents. What would be causing that?
Yeah, they've certainly had that issue over in Perth for a while because of the abundance of property. And I think that's what we're seeing, Steve. A lot more properties settle now. We've had a year where off-the-plan sales have come through, and all of a sudden there's this abundance of property out there that wasn't there 6 or 12 months ago. Mind you, the vacancy rates in Victoria are still very, very low, and the vacancy rates in Perth have improved dramatically. But in other parts of the country, rent movement is on the decline. So the Sydney market, which everybody was always favouring, is probably one of the worst performers when it comes to rental income. The yields are better because the prices have dropped, but the actual dollar income on rental properties has been dropping in that marketplace.
And if you're trying to rent and they're putting a price on it, you can negotiate, I presume.
You can, and there's a lot of negotiating going on around off-the-plan sales as well, where they're not getting the sales that they want to get, and there are developers and builders, as we've spoken about before. They've come out in force now. They're offering all kinds of incentives for people to buy as well. So it has changed. The marketplace is really quite an interesting marketplace. It's more what we would term as real estate. I mean, you've got your booms and they come along and they go for a period of time. But
it's certainly changed. There's no doubt about that, Charles. Always great to get your insights. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Steve.
I'm Peter Campbell, the owner of Clarendon Homes. Although all of our homes are beautiful, we've taken things to the next level with our new home, the Mosman. It had to tick a number of boxes, including a grand staircase, an entertainer's kitchen, huge butler's pantry and wine cellar, grand alfresco, so many living spaces. I'm really proud of what we've done, and I'd love for you to see it.
The new Mosman. See it at Clarendon Homes Park Lee, clarendon.com.au. Clarendon.com.